Hi and welcome. I'm Justina. I'm a health and wellness coach and I'm trained and certified by the psychologist Dr. Lyle in his approach to motivation and well-being called esteem dynamics. When people fail to do lifestyle and diet changes, they think that something is wrong with them or, for example, that they are short of willpower. They assume that something is missing in their personality for the lack of willpower to achieve a certain goal, such as losing weight. In this video, I'll explain how willpower works according to Dr. Doug Lyle. Simply speaking, willpower is a couple of alternative courses of action, and one of them is where there is more short-term benefit, but there is a long-term cost. But in the other courses of action, the long-term benefit is the better solution to the problem. The nervous system can balance between those two courses, for example, like saving money, dieting, going on vacation, etc. But in certain cases, it's more complicated. When you are confronted with making a decision, your mind computes its pain now, the future pain, the cost to solve this task, and the pleasure that is involved. The good news is you were designed to have enough willpower that can balance short-term and long-term courses of action. So why should you be equipped with a shortage of willpower? Usually, your mind is capable of balancing this out perfectly. The problem is that supernormal stimulus entered our world year by year thousands of years ago, for example, like highly concentrated food. Even social media, porn or gambling are supernormal stimuli. They activate the pleasure-seeking mechanism in the brain and bring the system out of balance. That is the fundamental problem. The question is not why you don't have enough willpower. The question we have to make is how to make the best of our given willpower in the modern world that is surrounded by supernormal stimuli on every corner. A certain amount of energy has been put out to either avoid something or gain it. There might be some pain involved, pleasure or future pain avoidance. Is willpower some form of energy? Nobody knew until the late 90s. Social psychologist Roy Baumeister did different studies on willpower and found out the following. The blood sugar level was dropping very fast in a matter of minutes by stressing people. It turns out that the brain is a massive user of glucose. It is 2% of your body weight, but 20% of the energy that you use, so it's a very expensive organ. In one experiment, it was found that the lower the glucose levels of the judges, the worse the judgment for the defendant. The verdict directly after a meal was more lenient. This not only happens with judges, it happens in medicine, in the corporate world, literally everywhere. Many of our modern jobs put us in an unnatural environment. For example, we are not designed to judge and sit all day long. It's too much stress for the brain. That is a supernormal stimulus. The hungrier you get, the more impulsive you become, and the box of chocolate in your office may not survive it. Now we know that the power in willpower is glucose. Dr. Lyle has the following rule: we don't argue until we eat. I would recommend getting most of your glucose from starch because it is a complex carbohydrate and gives you much longer support of glucose than any other carbohydrate source does. The majority of my clients who deal with binging have one thing in common. Most of the time they binge later in the day. They don't have breakfast or only eat a small lunch, mostly veggies, and don't get enough glucose from carbohydrates like potatoes or beans. They try to control their willpower, but as you now know, this is linked to glucose. In university, I had a professor who gave better grades if he ate some candy before our exams. Some students gifted him muffins or other sweets before the exam. I always assumed that they bribed him, and that's why he gave better grades on that given day. To a certain extent, that was true, but certainly also because the glucose in the muffin made him less stressed and critical. Keep in mind that hunger will make you more negative and judgmental. Therefore, don't make big decisions when you are hungry. Eat. If you want to know more about human psychology and other health-related topics, I recommend checking out Dr. Lyle's and Dr. Hawk's website called esteemdynamics.com. If you need help to make healthy changes, I'm more than happy to help you with this. You will find me on esteemdynamics.com or my website. I both link in the show notes. In another video, I'll give you some tips on how you can make the best of the willpower you already have. Have a nice day, and I hope you like this video. If you want to learn more about healthy living in modern life, subscribe to this channel. And see you in my next video. Bye bye.